Then there's the whole thing about trying to guess what Daryl did before the apocalypse. Zach did that early. I think he guessed undercover cop. And then later Beth guesses motorcycle mechanic, then prison guard. And
motorcycle mechanic is probably a pretty good guess.
Yeah. Looks like a grease monkey. But we finally learned that he was just drifting around with Merle and probably committing crimes. I think, right? Because I don't know. We actually don't learn that. He just says he was drifting around with Merle, following his lead.
Probably don't have to earn a whole lot of money if you're hunting a lot.
Yeah, I think they were just hunting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the house that Daryl and Beth torched. I'm pretty convinced that that's the same, that plume of smoke that Carol and Tyrese and the kids see is from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I noticed this time in one episode, Sasha tells Bob go to sleep because it's her watch, and he tries for a second but can't. And then the next episode, Carol tells Lizzie to go to sleep because it's her watch. Then the next episode, Tara tells Abraham to go to sleep. It's her watch. I wondered if the writers did that on purpose.
It's good. Well spotted.
Couple more. Daryl sees Carl's discarded big cat candy bar wrapper on the train tracks. And then, of course, Glenn sees all of Maggie's signs written in zombie blood. So he can go to Terminus.
Zombie blood when you don't have a pen.
Yeah. You'd think she could have found something else that wouldn't be so hard.
And I like how she she opens up the intestines of the zombie. I thought, well, couldn't you just have broken off a finger or something and use that?
Yeah, chop the end of a finger off and then just use that as a stylus.
Right.
Okay.
Handy. Very handy. Sorry.
Your turn.
Okay. Wow, I really feel like I'm the person I'm an underachiever.
No, I'm sorry. I feel bad.
No.
I'm going overboard, but
no, it's great. It's so great. But mine are short and kind of dumb.
I'm glad
they're dumb.
No, they're not dumb.
Well, just wait. You listen to these next two.
I'll reserve judgment.
Well, we sort of already talked about it, but my number 2 is episode 15, Us. And I'm going to just say the whole entire episode because I thought this episode was so good it was worth a shout out, and it was just the kind of thing that I like. Everybody's storyline is converging. Mm-hmm. They didn't just focus on one group. They focused on a couple of different groups. It's the penultimate episode. So it was the fun moment that had sort of fun moments just before the big finale. I mean, not even fun moments, but just crazy moments before the big finale. Terminus is on everybody's mind, and everybody is like, okay, we've got to get to Terminus somehow, some way. Lots of Abraham's army and lots of funny moments there. And again, Eugene Porter. So I did think the gamer talk was hilarious. The tunnel episode, even though I thought it was a crazy choice for Glenn to make, I still thought it was great and had a great payoff at the end. Actually, it's one of my favorite moments of being reunited. The payoff there was just beautiful. Mm-hmm. They're about to die, and then the guns roar in, and it's his long lost wife. And
but I did like the scene where, even though it wasn't as dramatic, where Bob and Maggie and who was the other person with them? Sasha,
yeah,
all got back together. For me, that for some reason that was more, because the Maggie Glenn one, I don't know, it just seemed a little frantic or something.
I'm with you. I actually completely agree. You're right. That made me cry.
Yeah,
that was a good
it was
one.
just really nice. It looked like they were really friends.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, God, it sounds like I'm crying all the time. I'm really not. I really do. I keep
it's an intense series, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not happy go, rah rah.
Well, let's see what happens in episode 1, season 5.
Yeah.
Then maybe they'll all just be at Starbucks. So then at the very end of episode 15, they are welcomed into Terminus, and cue the music and cue the flowers. And I think one of our listeners, I forget who it was, maybe it was Gracie. I think it was Gracie who mentioned that she was worried about the gates, like closing the gates behind them as they were going into Terminus. And I looked at the gates this time. I was like, okay, are they remembering to shut the gates behind them? Because that's very important in the zombie apocalypse. Anyway, they're welcomed into Terminus, and that's it. Welcome to Terminus.
It's weird that only one person was there to welcome
They weren't
them.
expecting. I guess they weren't expect. Whoever was supposed to watch,
Yeah,
let
you don't see
his guard
anybody
down.
else.
Maybe he was
weird.
napping, and maybe there would have been a whole big welcome committee.
Welcoming party. Because they make a big effort to lead people in there. But, the person who was there seemed nice anyway. Okay. Yeah, I like that one too. And I liked, it's kind of a similar episode was the second one that we covered called Inmates, because it covered everybody again. But I loved how in the back half of this season, some episodes were more focused on a smaller number of people. And then they do these ones like Us and Inmates that covered everyone. I like it when it's dynamic like that.
Yes.
I'm actually going to kind of miss it not having, I mean, who knows what we'll get, but I like even there have been a few episodes in the past where they only feature a few of the characters like Clear and I think 18 Miles Out. I like those.
Yeah, I like those too. I really, really do. Depending on who the characters are and what the situation is,
and if it's a good episode.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
But Grove, I think, is my favorite of this series here, just because it's so tightly done and so impactful. And those aren't my favorite characters, but it's just such a powerful episode, I thought.
It was a very powerful episode. It was hard to watch it again, actually, knowing what the end was.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite?
That was a hard one.
Us?
That's a good question. No, I think the finale.
Oh, that's up there. They're all damn good. Except, I didn't care for As Lone quite as much. I think that was the one where they covered three groups. They had Rick, where he was. This was the Claimers. I loved the part with Rick where he's in the house and the Claimers come in, but the parts with Michonne and Carl, I still didn't like quite as much as I wish I did, where she's telling him all her secrets. And then there was another track with that too. I think it was Sasha and Bob, and Sasha was like not wanting to go to Terminus because she was afraid that she'd find out something bad there about Tyrese. And I was like, just get over it and go.
You're going anyway.
Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so my number 2 is more than any other segment of episodes so far. This back half of season 4 had really intense, shocking moments. Basically, there were really the big 2. It was the Grove, where Lizzie has just killed her sister and they come upon her.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything that shocking in the show before, as shocking as it can be. Until, maybe this ties it, who knows, but Rick biting a guy's neck out and then gutting another guy and continually stabbing him over and over again for who knows how long, because they cut to commercial break during the stabbing.
Yeah.
You could just hear it in the background. So, pretty freaking, I think both of those moments were very well earned for the story. And I hope the show doesn't get into a habit of, we have to top those just for the sake of topping them. I think Scott Gimple is a really good storyteller, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't want to see this show become like one of those torture porn Saw movies or something.
Right, me too.
But I did, like I said, that episode, The Grove, was my favorite. Short and sweet.
Yeah, I like it. So my number 1 is the very last episode. That was my favorite of all the episodes, and I thought it was a great season finale because finally all of the groups, well, not all actually, but almost all of the groups are at Terminus. And my very favorite thing is when they were firing at Rick and Michonne and Carl, and they were not hitting them. And at first I thought, oh, lousy shots, dummies. really? You can't, all of those gunmen and you can't hit them? And then it occurred to me, oh, God, they're hurting them. And they're hurt and they're funneling them and funneling them and funneling them. And then finally they pass the crazy boneyard. They pass through the weird candle area. And finally they get to to the courtyard. And then they call them the cowboy and the samurai.
Archer, samurai, and the kid. Yeah.
So great.
I know. It's funny because when I was watching that scene, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is such a great show.
Yeah.
Like, look at this, how much tension, and it's so interesting, and I've never seen anything quite like it. And just the fact that he called them by those names for some reason kicked it up a notch even more for me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then they go into the railroad car and there's the rest of their group.
Yeah.
And it's not a sweet I love you kind of reunion. It's more like we are so screwed. But the one person, the most important person, doesn't believe that they're screwed.
Yeah.
Is not looking at this like, all right, we got to give up. He doesn't for a minute. And that is Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
And, when he says, and I'm going to say it the way it's intended, they're fucking with the wrong group.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I really think that what just happened, the whole scene with the Claimers where he brutally killed those two of them.
Yep.
That galvanized him. And, he's already had to do a hell of a lot. But, this whole season, well, can I go into my number one?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. It's all about accepting that violent behavior is necessary in this world while retaining your humanity. And that's the arc of this season. And we start out with Rick being a farmer and his gun is buried. And by the end, he's saying, let's see, Daryl says, what you did last night, that's not you. And Rick said, you saw what I did to Tyrese, meaning when he beat the crap out of him in the prison. Yeah. It ain't all of it, but that's me. That's why I'm here now. That's why Carl is. I want to keep him safe. So he's fully accepted that he has that side of him and that it can be useful in this world and it can be vital and help him take care of everyone. And so that's his arc for this season. And, that theme has reverberated with other characters too. I think there's an element of it in Beth telling Daryl, you have to be who you are, not who you were. And it's sort of just like the whole thing about Michonne for a little while reverting back to hanging out with the zombies and being all shut down, but then deciding she doesn't want to be that way. And even all the way back to like Clear with Morgan being shut down. And I think what Rick has realized is in order to be fully present and engaged and to retain his humanity, he kind of paradoxically has to accept that violent part of himself and not try to pretend it's not there. So he's like fully integrated person.
Right. Exactly.
We've kind of talked about this before, but it'll be interesting to see how he acts. And I hope they, continue along with that line in the next season. I think they will.
They've all been through so much.
So I actually have a lot more notes, but I think we just had a really great discussion. I had a whole thing about how we found out Michonne's past, which was interesting. There's more foreshadowing that happens, all about Carol. I mean, she had an amazing arc this season, but I'm not going to go into it. I think that's a good discussion. I'll just say one of my favorite lines was from Joe. He had some great lines. He's the leader of the Claimers.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, though, is when he said, look, we can settle this. We're reasonable men. First, we're going to beat Daryl to death. Then we're going to have the girl, then the boy. Then I'm going to shoot you. And then we'll be square. Ha, ha, ha.
That is a good line.
And I got to talk to Jeff Kober at Walker Stalker Con Boston, and he's got that twinkle in his eye. He's an interesting guy.
That's awesome. So that is so funny. Is he going to be at Walker Stalker Atlanta?
Yes, he will. Yeah.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to see that one. That's going to be good.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to say?
One more thing.
Cool.
Remember last week I said, hey, I wonder where that horse went that Michonne wrote up on. We saw the horse.
It was just trotting around, or?
No. The
not.
zombies were feasting on it.
Just like in Atlanta.
Yes, exactly.
It's a total callback.
Zombies like horse.
Yeah, why not? They tend to, they like rats too.
They like
They'll
all
pretty much
kinds of
eat
things.
any meat.
They're not very picky.
No fish.
Too fishy.
All right, we'll take a little break. There's more to come. Stay with us.
6 feet under, you make me wonder. You wanna be undead so you can be hunted. Whatever you're gonna do, I'm gonna follow you.
6 feet under,
You make me wanna
you make me
follow
wonder.
you.
You wanna be on deck, so you can be on deck.
Whatever you're gonna do, I'm gonna follow you. And you wanna hold hands in the cemetery.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Deadcast news update.
So there's a couple new. You remember that Walking Dead bad lip reading video with the governor and stuff?
Yes.
There's a couple new ones.
I saw it.
Isn't it great?
So great.
It's so great. I love those things. We're gonna play those in between panels at Walker Stalker Con.
That makes me very happy.
This
Yeah.
one, Carl raps a lot.
When he's yelling.
He's all, "You can't handle my flow." It's great. Go to walkingdeadcast.com if you want to see that. It's posted up there.
Oh, buddy.
Or search for
I
it on
gotta
YouTube.
say, the bad lip reading it kills me.
Yeah,
It just,
they're all
awesome.
good.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, next, check out the latest GQ magazine for a photo shoot with Lauren Cohan. There may have been an interview in there, I'm not sure, but photo shoot.
What?
I know, that sounds disrespectful, huh? It's really gorgeous.
I thought GQ was Gentleman's Quarterly.
I know,
that it was
but-
all about gentleman's fashion.
Not so much. I remember back in college, a girl I was seeing at the time saw a picture of a sexy girl on GQ, and she's like, "God, we can't even just have that one magazine." So they've been doing that for a while.
That's funny.
Or maybe it was Esquire, but still, I mean, you go to look at the magazine racks. It's almost all just sexy girls on all the magazines.
You love the sexy girls.
Yeah. I mean, I hope I didn't sound like a pig just then. I think Lauren Cohan is an amazing person. But I also think she's really hot.
That's not piggish.
No. Okay, so in an interview with Out magazine, Elena Masterson, who plays Tara, said, quote, "Originally, this is maybe a little spoilery because she's talking about some plot elements about Tara that got cut. And who knows, maybe they'll come back again. So if you don't want to hear this, the rest of the items are also just, slightly spoilery. So if you hate that, you should move along now." But she says, "Originally, Tara was always established and is always and will be a lesbian. There's a lot of stuff cut as to why. She was a cop in the police academy and she gets kicked out because she sleeps with her commanding officer's wife. That was in the script for whatever reason. It didn't make the cut."
Wow.
Yeah, so she's that kind of girl.
Huh.
Take your wife.
That's kind of a bad girl thing to do.
Yeah, maybe she'll take Maggie away from Glenn.
Hot.
Asked what to expect from Tara in season 5, Elena said, quote, "I think you're going to see her become a part of the group and become a valuable member of this little family because she's awesome. She loves to help people out. She loves everyone."
Now.
She loves everyone could be a clue.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, I'm curious because right now she's just sort of the girl who's upset about what happened with the governor.
Well, she's the girl who feels great remorse for jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Actually, no, she didn't even jump on the bandwagon. She was there saddling up the horses for the bandwagon.
Yeah. She was like the
actually-
first one to say, "Yeah, let's do it."
She was. She was like, "All right,
And
I'm in."
She admits that later because
Yes.
she said when, the governor said we might have to kill people, she said she was hanging on the might part of that.
Yes.
Okay, next, when asked why he shaved his beard recently, Andrew Lincoln said, quote, "Either I'm not in the show anymore or there's a flashback where I found a razor." Which I'm not sure what that means. Then they pressed him on it and he said, "It's an extraordinary and interesting thing that goes down. I can't really go into it because I don't want to spoil it." Huh. So he's shaving.
a place where he can shave. That doesn't sound that extraordinary or that
I
interesting.
know.
But all right.
I wonder if he's kidding but I mean, he does have a big shaggy beard. So if he does shave.
His face is winning the battle.
That's right.
Good for his face.
Yay, face. Okay, next, there were reports for a little second there that actor Kevin Durand, who played Keamy on Lost,
Yes.
was being approached to play Negan, who is a villain in the Walking Dead comic, for perhaps Walking Dead Season 6, but he denied it.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
kind of a bummer.
He's kind of a villainous looking guy.
And he's got a really intense vibe, too.
Yeah, really? Ugh.
Well, in that show. Do you remember him in Lost?
Oh, yeah.
Keamy?
Oh, in the show for sure.
Asshole.
But I thought maybe you had.
No. But I mean, even when you do see him in interviews, he does seem kind of like a bad boy, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And finally, about season 5, showrunner Scott Gimple said, quote, "The season is about who these characters have become. They have survived getting out of the prison. They've been on these journeys, and they're going to be facing some pretty heavy stuff that is going to define who they are as people moving forward." Which that's interesting to me. I mean, one thing about comic book Rick is he really did get to a place where he meant business. And I feel like TV show Rick is has gotten to that place right now, where comic book Rick has been for a long time. So I think that he sort of means that.
Oh.
Okay, that's all for the news.
Let's
Let's
move
move
on.
on to listener moans, groans, grunts.
Okay, this first one comes from.
Brains. Sorry.
This first one comes from Marcy Brinker, who writes, "So I just heard that Walker Stalker Con will be coming to Orlando next June, my town, on my birthday weekend, no less. I know you've been hosting panels for a lot of these people. So I hope you'll be coming to this one too, and maybe bring Karen or Mr. Blog. I only know him from his calls to your show, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Idris might be here too. I think he has said that, and it's stuck in my mind. Maybe we'll meet him too."
So, Idris, are you from Orlando? If so, you should go to walkerstalkercon.com and get a ticket. So we can, or even if you don't get a ticket, just let me know if you're from Atlanta. Maybe we can hang out.
Are you going
not
to
Atlanta, Orlando.
Yeah. Are you going to Orlando?
Yeah, I think I'm going to all these. There's like 7 of them per year. Yeah. I'm like going to be in charge of organizing the panels and stuff. I'm in it.
You're in it, baby. Dang.
It's fun, man. It's cool. I love it.
Florida. I like Florida.
Yeah, I've never been to Orlando either, so I'm excited.
Neat.
Okay, next from Dale Roy. Greetings, Dale from Pennsylvania here. Longtime listener, but first time writing in. I was surprised on the latest episode. Karen talks a lot about how Rick should have taken the group and ran when the governor came to the gates. Also, she commented that Rick not doing that got Herschel and others killed. My question to her is, do you think the governor was honestly going to just let them walk away? Well, you said they'd get in a car and drive away. That's what you said, right? Or
I
get in a
did,
bus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He says-
but point taken.
He says, I thought there was no way he would, even before the attack happened, but I thought the governor confirmed as much that he would not let them walk. When he talks to his right-hand man that drives the tank, who also had a similar mean streak, he says, the only reason I didn't want to attack or use the tank is because I don't want to damage the prison we're all going to live in. I have no doubt as soon as they got outside the gates, they would have attacked them, maybe lob some grenades into the whole group or just blast the whole group all gathered together. Then the governor probably would have said something to the people like, they would have only regrouped, gathered more arms, and came back and attacked and killed us, so I had to kill them, and I had no choice. Keep up the good work with your fantastic podcast. Thank you. Cheers, Dale.
That's a good point, Dale.
Yeah?
That's a good point.
Really?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Because I made that same point last week, and you said no.
Well, since it's Dale.
Dale knows. Dale's more eloquent than I am.
That's not true. You're both equally eloquent.
Okay.
This next one comes from Evan Shapiro, who writes, wow, it's been a long few months. Finally, another episode is almost upon us. Woot! This really almost calls for a celebration or at least a commemoration of some sort. So I have a brief request for you and listeners. And I'm confident that you will be able to help me out here because I think of all of you, not only as friends, yes, I am indeed that lonely and pathetic, but almost like my own family, albeit like a much distant cousin whose name I need to ask my wife to remind me about at weddings and funerals and such. So, friends, family, please don't watch the season 5 premiere when it airs on October 12th or the next episode either on the 19th. I'm not asking you to never watch. Just wait 2 weeks or so. You see, I'll be away on vacation to Israel. Woo! And I want to have that opportunity to enjoy the whole experience with my generally anonymous, unwashed, unwanted, and unrecognized brothers and sisters worldwide. I know. It's such a small request. I'm sure y'all will say, hey, I've waited for so many months for this. What's another 2 weeks? Of course we'll wait. While I will hold you to that hypothetical commitment, I want to let you suckers all know that I'm truly touched by your selflessness. Now I'm going on my trip without the mental baggage of missing out on this semi-annual communal event. Sincerely, Evan Shapiro. Dear Evan, sure.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
No. Yeah, you guys won't mind, right?
Hey, by the way, I gotta say, Evan, the internet does exist in Israel.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
You know that. I know that. So what's the problem?
Could he get it on iTunes in Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Or watch it on TV there. That would be an
wonder
option.
if, actually.
betcha.
Oh, how about this, Evan? Find a bar that's going to show it and watch it with a bunch of Israelis.
Yeah. Be resourceful.
Yes. And check back with us. But don't worry, we won't watch.
Until October 12th.
Until... I'm making no promises.
Okay. This is from Angela. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jason. The last cast was too funny, LOL. I love the rewatch cast because it's so much more fun listening and rewatching with friends that can understand. Great job. So excited for the upcoming season and the podcast. Thanks for the consistency and fun you provide all year. By the way, Karen, I'm also obsessed with Rehab Addict.
Yay, Angela! I'm so happy to be out of the tastefully refurbished closet. That makes me happy. Thanks,
Thank you.
baby.
That was nice.
That was nice. This next one comes from Jeffrey Bray, who writes, overall, season 4 is my favorite. I love the transformations that we have seen in each character over the seasons. Rick alone has changed so much, and it has been great to watch him rise and fall. All the characters have had to adapt to the world they live in, and as a result, they are now mere shadows of who they were in season 1. Glenn, the happy pizza delivery boy, has seen the murder of loved ones and ultimately death of others. How could Glenn not have been changed so radically by what he has seen and experienced? Carl, too, has changed. Innocence has been lost, and while some have hardened to survive, others like Daryl have softened and learned that strength alone is not enough to stay alive. Wow, that's a great point.
Isn't it?
Overall, yeah, it really is. This season has been played beautifully by each actor, and it really showcased, in my opinion, this season.
Yeah. Good wording there.
Yeah, and you know what? He's right. You don't you don't have to be just tough to survive. You actually have to be able to let people in and have a family, create a family.
You have to, yeah. It's not just a nice thing. It's important to have connections with other people, and in order to be really connected, you have to be somewhat vulnerable.
Yeah.
Which is what I was saying the whole time they were talking about killing Randall back then. I don't think they would do that where they're at now with a group.
I don't think they would either.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Thanks, Jeffrey. This is from Lara Willie Swink. She says, Jason, I got to side with you on Carol. Yay! A lot of people see her as a hero, and I do love Melissa McBride and think she's a strong actress who's playing a complex character. But I agree with you how you described her as, quote, the friend who's gone bad and you want them to turn it around. The worst part was that she didn't seem sorry for what she did, but I also agree that Rick should have put it up to a vote as to what to do with Carol. I hope she does something in season 5 to show some remorse for her actions, because I think if she just starts to accept them as just, quote, doing what needs to be done, she may eventually end up like the governor or Shane, who also both felt that they were doing the right things for the greater good until they ended up stepping off the edge. You pretty much think that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been wrong about Carol a lot. I've gone back and forth about Carol.
Yeah, well, she's a gray area character for sure, I would say.
Wouldn't it be nice to interview Melissa McBride?
It would be. It's never going to happen.
We do sound like a broken record.
Well, I'm going to bring Nico up to her and flash the kid.
You cannot turn down Nico.
Yeah.
Can you can teach him how to say, please, Melissa McBride, please, Ms. McBride, please let my daddy interview you for his podcast.
That's
Thank you.
hilarious.
That'd be awesome. Okay, this next one comes from Charlie Newell, who writes, Jason, I think you asked for dislocated shoulder stories, and I have one.
Oh, this is
awesome.
going to be awful. Let me just warn you ahead of time.
So this kind of dark and depressing story, but when I was in 10th grade, one of the guys in the 11th grade dislocated his shoulder at basketball practice. The coach tried to pop it back into place and broke the kid's collarbone. The coach subsequently lost his job. Then his wife left him for some other dude and took everything in the divorce, and he ended up hanging himself in a hotel room. Oh my God. The moral of the story is don't try to pop a shoulder back into place because you might end up killing yourself. Seriously, though. Leave that shit to the professionals. That's what malpractice is for. Oh my
Okay,
God.
when I said I wanted a story about that not working, I was not expecting this. That is one of the worst things I've ever heard. But you did warn us that it was dark and depressing.
Charlie,
Man.
and I gotta say, Charlie, great story. I mean, awful, but
Yeah.
great.
So horrible. Wow. Okay. I don't know. After reading this, I might not try to pop somebody's shoulder back into place.
I'm just not, unless it's the zombie apocalypse, in which case you really don't have a choice.
True. Okay, this is from Martha Brown, who says, Hi, Jason and Karen. You guys are awesome and are two of my top 5 favorite things about watching The Walking Dead. Thanks for the podcast, Martha.
Look at, we got her top 5.
I'm reading praise this time, but I was just so happy when I read that. It really made my day. So thank you, Martha.
Aww. Yeah, you're in my top 5 too, Jason.
Oh, that's nice. You're in my top 10. Just kidding.
I'm right under pizza. This is from Christopher Erdely. Hey guys, what is your take on the nods to Breaking Bad and the speculation that Breaking Bad is a prequel to The Walking Dead? I think it's just nods, but what if they did tie it together? Some examples: in season 1, episode 2, Glenn was driving the Challenger.
That's that red car that Walt bought for Walter Jr.
Right, the muscle car. This was the same car that Walt had, and he was even told by Skylar to return it to a guy named Glenn. I know the car was blown up, but he ended up getting a second one.
That's true.
Season 2, episode 1, Daryl had blue meth in his bag of Merle's goodies for T-Dog. Yeah, that's true. We caught that. Season 3, not sure of the episode, but it's the one where Rick and the governor meet in the shack. Governor mentions a Heisenberg. He does?
Actually, the one I saw when I looked that up is the governor's talking to Andrea about all the people they lost, and he mentions Eisenberg, it sounds like. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Okay, and finally, season 4, episode 12, the most recent piece of evidence came once again from Daryl. Daryl opens up to Beth about Merle's supplier, who sounds exactly like Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah.
The
He
dealer
said something like a wiry little dude or something.
The dealer even says, I'm going to kill you, bitch, and was watching a cartoon with a dog, which I remember Jesse doing at one point. Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Yeah, I think, except for that, I'm not sure about the Heisenberg one, but it's just because those were the two popular AMC shows and the writers were just giving a nod to Breaking Bad. I wouldn't say that they're in the same universe, but it's just a fun little thing the writers were doing.
It is pretty great.
Yeah. Because the main reason why is because Breaking Bad's in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I don't think Jesse goes to Atlanta to deal meth.
No.
So anyway, yeah, that was fun though to get all those references. All right, that's it for listener Mo's Groans and Grunts. Let's move on to
Fucky fuck.
Oh no. Let's move on to
Stuff that's great. All right.
I've got
You
two.
go first.
You want me to go first? Okay.
No, you go first.
All right. A couple of stuff that's greats ago, I mentioned that I was hoping that Weezer's new album, Everything Will Be All Right in the End, is great. And I listened to it, and it is. And I'm stoked. Now they have two great albums, which I mentioned last time, the Blue Album and Pinkerton, and to me this doesn't reach those heights, but I'm loving it, and it feels like they've recaptured some of their old spirit to me. And I'm going to play a couple of clips.
Let's hear it.
This one is called Hey, I love it. It's awesome.
That's great.
A lot of people don't like the whistling, but I think it's super cute and I like it a lot. And I mean, you listen to this record and it's fun to listen to. Here's another one. This is actually my favorite song on the record, just a clip from it. It's called I've Had It Up to Here. So there you go.
I love it. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, it's cool. So me and Chad and Jenny are going to see a show with them at Slim's, which is like 400 capacity place where they are going to just play this album.
Oh,
pretty cool,
that's
huh?
so great.
Yeah,
When's the show?
I'm stoked. It's November 2nd.
Yay.
Yay.
That's awesome. I'm hoping that this weekend David's trying to see if we can get tickets to go see Tom Petty. It's about
Nice.
a quarter of a mile from where we live.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
He's
I
great.
know. He
I
is
wonder,
great.
you think he's still good? He's getting pretty old, but I think he's probably still good.
Brand new album.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Right on. What's yours?
Oh, so tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to go on a run, and then I'm going to go to the Stanford Blood Center where I'm going to have my 100th platelet donation, blood platelet donation.
This year? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know it does seem like it's
Wow.
just this year. It's a long time coming.
Amazing.
I'm really stoked about it.
Do they count for you, or you count too, or both?
No, they count.
Okay.
They tell me they've been counting down for a while since we got
Wow.
to 90.
Are
we've
you
been-
like one of their highest donators?
No,
No.
there are old dudes that are up to like donation 400. It's
Wow.
pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm only at donation 100, but I've been working at it and sort of chipping away at it for a long time. And it takes about 2 hours to do. They take out about a third of your blood and put it through a centrifuge and put it back into you. So you kind of get cold because your blood is circulating through this weird thing, and they just take out the
One
platelets
component,
and
yeah.
yeah, and then they put all the different components back in you. So it doesn't really take a lot out of you, but I mean, it doesn't take a lot of energy out of you, but it's fun to do and you get a little treat. And I know the nurses by now. They're all fabulous. I just love them. Well, actually, that's not true. There's some that are more fabulous than others. I tried donating before, it's about a week and a half ago, and my vein collapsed, and that was no fun.
Oh, that
Yeah.
doesn't encourage people to
No.
do it.
And so I know I did that sound awful? Oh, it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It just
It
stopped.
felt kind of nice, right?
Yeah, it's like a gentle little tugging. But I'm so.
I think
I'm
it's
so
great
stoked.
that you do that.
Theoretically, and I don't know. It depends on whether they've told
They
me
need to
that
give you a prize.
they're gonna give me a cake.
Oh, nice. Good.
Hopefully, I'll bring you a slice of cake. When I see
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a second thing.
Ooh, let's hear it.
All right, so I have a friend. His name is Remy La Victoire, and he does a podcast called the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, with two other gentlemen, Ian and Jonathan. And I've been listening to it. Whenever they cover any sci-fi movie, they covered Doctor Who recently too, Star Wars, Star Trek. They do classics like Forbidden Planet, and I've been on it a couple of times.
Great.
We did. What did we do? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, it's a great one.
And Idiocracy. And anyway, they're very they have great production on this show. They're very thorough. And it's a tightly produced show. They didn't even know each other, these guys, before they started the show, but I don't know, they've done several episodes, and now they really have a good rhythm going. They're super geeky, and I love it. And they're
great.
and they're really passionate, and they have really distinct personalities. Rem is he's kind of the ringleader, and he runs the show, and he keeps everything moving, and he's got it all under control. Ian is very passionate, and he's a huge fan of a lot of different things. And Jonathan is super opinionated, and he's very blunt about his opinions, which I appreciate, and it's fun to listen to. So check that out. It's sci-fi-movie-podcast.com.
It's fun when you get friends who or you find a podcast and it feels like friends, and that's really neat.
Yeah.
That's great.
And one reason why I'm mentioning them is because I've just been getting into them more lately. And also, they did a podcast just about Podcast Day. I guess there's a National Podcast Day that just passed.
Was?
Yeah, it was like September 30th or something. And they all listed their favorite podcasts, and two of them mentioned ours. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And I'm like, hey, I've been listening to these guys. I'm going to give them some love right back.
Aww. Yay.
So there you go.
Love it.
All right. You ready to close it out?
I am.
All right, that's our show, episode 155. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Like I said, at the top of the show, we have a couple of announcements. I thought we'd do another Who Dies First contest. Is that all right with you?
Who dies first? What's on second? I don't know what's on third.
Who? Yeah, that's what I said. Who? So here's what you do. Well, you guess who is going to die first this season. Eligible candidates are the main characters, which there's a lot of them now. There's Rick, Carl, Daryl, Glenn, Maggie, Carol, Michonne, Beth, Tyrese, Sasha, Bob, Tara, Abraham, Eugene, or Rosita. We won't count Gareth because he's a bad guy. Oh yeah, Judith too. Judith should be in there too. God, I hope Judith doesn't die.
Me too.
So what you need to do if you want to play is send an email to brains@walkingdeadcast.com by the end of the day, Saturday, October 11th. That's the day before the premiere. And only one guess per person. And if multiple people guess the same person and they're right, then we'll do a drawing. And the prize, our friend Kirk Manley has offered to donate some posters. He did those episode tribute posters.
Yes.
Pretty cool. For like
Really
these
great.
ones that we just covered. He did one for, I think he did one for each of those. So we'll give away multiples of them. So there'll be a few different winners. I forget how many he did, but anyway.
He did Walking Dead Hawaii, right?
He did Walking Dead Hawaii too. Yeah, maybe we'll give away one of those too.
Oh my God. You know, my 16-year-old niece saw that poster in my garage, and she's like, I told her the story behind it, and she's like, oh my God, that is so cool. So if you want to impress 16-year-old girls.
That's cool. I mean, these tribute posters and the Walking Dead Hawaii one, they got the attention of Scott Gimple, the showrunner. He was retweeting them, and I think some of the cast members were too. So
that's badass.
Yeah, it's really cool. Second announcement, I've been meaning to get this out all summer. Our friend David Zapanta, who wrote the great zombie book Posthumous, he's an artist. He writes these great sad greeting cards.
Yeah, they're great.
His website is melancholygreetings.com, by the way. But he did a design for a t-shirt for us. I asked him to do a zombie head with Robert Kirkman's favorite sound coming out of it, gack. And my rating. And I figured that's kind of special for the show. And I wanted to unveil it now before the premiere as a kind of a special thing for you guys who have stuck with us through the break. It's a Teespring campaign. And the way that works is if we sell 50 of them, then you get the shirt. But if not, then nobody gets the shirts. So, and it's only available for a limited amount of time. It's 10 days starting today. So, and there's a standard version and a women's relaxed fit version, and they're $20 a shirt. So, and you can help support the show by getting one of these, and it's a cool little keepsake. And if you're interested, you can find it on our website or go to teespring.com/deadcast. That's teespring.com/deadcast.
I'm going to buy one.
Yeah, I bought one today. Can't wait to get it. It's pretty cool. I think you'll like the design too.
I want to get it before Walker Stalker Con.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they'll ship it out that quick, but
Ooh,
maybe.
I hope so. I'm gonna get it today, and hopefully they'll have
No,
it. I'll have it be wearing it
It
around.
won't, because you won't. We won't know if they get shipped until this 10-day period is over.
Yo.
So you can wear it at Walker Stalker Con San Francisco.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right. So if you would like to call us, you can call us at 650-485-DEAD. That's 650-485-3323, or click the send voicemail button on our website.
You can write us at brains@walkingdeadcast.com.
You can go to our website with lots of Walking Dead news and information at walkingdeadcast.com. And as usual, thanks for clicking our Amazon link on there whenever you want to buy at Amazon.
Hope you got my Kindle, by the way. We're also
nice. Got a
yeah.
new one of those new ones?
Yeah, I
That's cool.
did. I love it. We're also on Twitter at Jason and Karen, on Tumblr at walkingdeadcast.tumblr.com, and on Facebook at facebook.com/deadcast.
All right. That was our last episode before the premiere. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast over the hiatus. I've had fun.
So
You
I.
have? Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Next week, is it next week? It's coming up quick.
Yeah, it is.
The premiere episode, and we're going to release our first episode after the premiere on the Monday right after, so you can get it really quick.
Nice.
Yay.
Can't wait.
All right, that's our show.
Thanks for listening.
Don't get bit. Kim Freemall Sonderman.
Yeah,